Craig Barish. Barish? Thank you. And then I would note for the record while he's coming up, Mr. Mike Williams registered his position in favor, but did not wish to speak.
Hi, I'm Craig Barish. I'm also the director of Southern California Normal. I just want to let you know that we are in support of the task force, getting that together, getting things moving right away. Any type of anything we can do to help, information or anything, we would be more than happy to supply to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we will move to speakers in opposition, and we will begin with Mr. Hud Collins, followed by Kat Ullman, who has been seated tied from Andy Schottner. Mr. Collins.
Good afternoon, President Pro Tem, council members, Ms. Emerald and Mr. Gloria, please keep attention here. I came up opposed to this particular plan here because, as some of the speakers have already said, a year is too long for you to develop a full plan. Once you come up with a plan, you're going to have to send it out to the other departments to get their feedback, etc. I have a different plan, which I have forwarded to Madam Emerald here, and I'm sure Councilmember Gloria has seen it. But first, Councilmember Fry, you're absolutely correct. The mayor has to participate, and all of his departments underneath must participate. By law, he has to do it. Nothing else. He has no choice. And I'll give you two examples. When Diane Jacob filed the lawsuit, she was absolutely wrong. She is bound and sworn to follow the law of the state, 215. She was wrong in doing that, just like the mayor at this particular point. And also, here's another example. Barack Obama, with regards to same-sex marriage, he has filed a brief in support of the Marriage Act. On the other hand, he has guaranteed his constituencies that he's going to do away with that. That's a perfect example. You must follow the law. If you decide that you have a different opinion or something, like the mayor, that's fine. But he is bound to follow the law. Now, I am suggesting to Councilmember Emerald, Councilmember Gloria, that you take this back. Take it back. Pass on it today and have it come up in your committee meeting next week for a different plan. And here's the plan. Form a subcommittee, not a citywide task force that has to do with the Brown Act and be nominated, etc. Form a subcommittee. You have existing committees that were already in effect. Rudy Reyes has displayed guidelines, books. You have your guidelines. You have everything. Have him come through with the other people who have participated, a subcommittee very quickly that can report back in 120 days, send out to the other departments to have their input, whether it be planning or zoning or whichever, and come back in 120 days. At the same time, Councilmember Emerald, you should also push for a 120-day moratorium. No more issuances of licenses. At this point, you can't do it unilaterally, Councilmember Leitner. You got to do it with some goomph. 120-day moratorium, subcommittee back in 4 months. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I have Kat Ullman. You've been seated time, as I mentioned before, by Mr. Andy Schottner. Ms. Ullman, how much time would you need?
Probably 3 minutes.
How much?
3 minutes.
3 minutes, okay. And you will be.
I'll try to speak fast.
Okay. We'll give you a little more, and followed by Bill Bradshaw.
Okay. My name is Kat Ullman. I am a 10-year resident of Mission Beach, member of the Mission Beach Town Council, and a neighborhood watch block captain, Area 5, from San Luis Obispo to San Juan Courts. I would like to share with you the experiences of myself, numerous residents, and property owners regarding a particular distribution center, the Green Cross Collective on 3415 Mission Boulevard, between San Luis Obispo and Lido Court. The store set up shop early this summer in this residential area with no parking available for its clientele. The impact this has had on surrounding community and their clientele grows is becoming very disturbing and unacceptable, with their patrons defiantly parking in tenant spaces, refusing to move, becoming argumentative when asked to leave, many using obscenities, telling us to F off, and act as if they have some sort of entitlement to park anywhere they want for as long as they want in order to make their purchase. They block garages, the main street of Bayside Lane, and the alley next to the store while they wait for their person to return. Many times the people are in waiting are loud and play loud music. My neighborhood is turning into a parking lot, and guys, honestly, the residents and tenants are almost coming to blows. Just recently, violent threats have been made to property owners when they ask these people to leave. And we're very shocked by the type of clientele this business attracts. It's been really amazing. To show how disrespectful they are, they move a cordoned-off parking lot sign and rope, park their vehicle. When they're asked to leave, they become argumentative. When they finally leave, they threaten the property owner, we're going to come back and kick the you-know-what out of you. This just happened this last weekend. And this is amazing. I mean, this is crazy and dangerous. I wonder, what process did this company or this store owners go through to get this permit in a residential area with no parking? And zoning comes to mind also. When this proposition was approved by voters, certainly no one wanted to vote to lose their parking. And I'm not against medical marijuana at all. I'm just against what's going on in this particular area, possibly in other areas. We don't ask to be harassed and threatened by people waiting to buy pot, and it's getting out of control, and someone's going to get hurt. And because it's out of hand, the proprietors of this distribution center made a poor business decision, and unfortunately the residents are paying for it. I ask that if these shops are going to be allowed to be set up, again, I'm not against medical marijuana, I'm kind of fence sitter, approve, disapprove, but if this goes through, I ask that there be a strict process of due diligence for each proposed distribution center. Look at the existing centers that they may not pose the same problems that I've outlined for you today, so as the same situation may not be repeated. This is in the best interest not only of the surrounding communities, but the store owners as well. And I thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Bill Bradshaw. Mr. Bradshaw will be followed by Mr. Alan Bark. You had ceded your time to Ms. Ulma. Did you want to speak? She didn't take all of your time. Did you want to come on up if you'd like to?
Here's the current issue of the Reader, you know, the one with Councilman Emerald in the bunny suit on the cover, and the feature article on your staff says you're puppet masters. So I'm sure you have read part of this magazine. You may have missed, however, the 6 pages of ads by so-called medical marijuana sellers and the doctors who will recommend this stuff for a fee, sometimes over the internet. And no wonder. The conditions covered by the law include anything you may have that you can claim causes pain, including, quote, any other illness for which marijuana provides relief. Now, I have no problem with the concept of medical marijuana, but the law as written is a joke. If you want pot, this is how you get it, and everybody in this room knows it. I'm not in favor of the hysteria over this thing, but the distribution, as Ms. Ullman has just indicated, has become a huge problem. Outlets are multiplying all over town. In the beach area, for example, the communities of Pacific Beach, Ocean Beach, and Mission Beach. At last count, and this is probably low, there were 15 of these outlets for a population around 70,000. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a whole lot of sick folk. That's all I can tell you. And it's even more astounding because the population on average is quite young, not like seniors like myself who are a lot more likely to have chronic pain, and the college-age kids living at the beach. What's going on here? Well, it's obvious. Big money has moved into what most people thought was a cottage industry. I've had described to me 2 recent instances in Pacific Beach where owners of small storefronts, maybe 700 square feet, were offering $20,000 up front in cash for a 1-year lease. It boggles the mind to think of these places as cooperatives, you know, where a few people get together, kick in a few bucks, grow the stuff, and prepare it for their own use. Who's getting home? Big bucks are being made. Now, you're about to set this task force up, and you specify precisely its composition, including a marijuana seller, a so-called patient, an attorney, someone in social services, and so forth. There is no provision for even one community member who may be concerned about the impact of these outlets. This specific inclusion is unconscionable. It makes the Mayor's Convention Center Task Force look well-rounded by comparison. If you conclude that this effort is really needed, something I personally find very questionable, it simply must include community representation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Schottner, did you want to speak?